Good morning, everyone. Hope you are having a great time. Thank you for coming down to Hyderabad, be part of the Thai Global Summit. When we speak about entrepreneurship, we're just thinking about scaling, raising funds, building your team, getting the right co-founder. But one of the most critical, important aspects of being an entrepreneur is being emotionally stable. How to be stable at every point of time, at any given point of time, and be present while you are present physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And today, and I say it with utmost humility, that is indeed a blessing for me to moderate session with a gentleman fondly called Daji. Daji, indeed a great pleasure to have you amongst us at the Thai Global Summit. To start off the session, you are an entrepreneur. You ran a very successful pharmaceutical business in New York. And from Kamlesh Patel, you have become Daji for the world. How did that happen?
Well, I belong to this age-old tradition of gurus. Adi Guru was born in 1873 and he was known as Lalaji, and I'm the fourth one in the lineage of spiritual masters. And often when such people are honored, respected with names, Guruji, etc., Swamiji, Maharaj, I wanted to change the trend and say, let's all be friends. If not brother or elder brother, or at least call me as uncle. And in Gujarati, Daji means father's younger brother. And most of children, they are very friendly to Daji, means father's younger brother. They seek guidance from me. So I chose, why not Daji? Instead of being called Guruji and Swamiji, which is so abhorring to me these days, because you all are familiar with what goes on. Yogis, you are all Udyogis. Udyogis can become yogi, it is good. But yogis becoming Udyogis will be a disaster for the world, meaning doing the business under the name of yoga. So I decided not to be called as Guru and chose to just remain as father's younger brother, Daji. That's the story.
No, thank you. Very fascinating, right? You want to endure and be there as an emotional support for all the followers. I would say. My friend Banu Varla, one of the your followers, calls you Guruji. Do you stay away from being called Guruji, or how does that work? Do you prefer to be just called Daji? Do you tell them not to call you Guruji?
Well, I insist that they address me as Daji or by first name Kamlesh Bhai or uncle or things like that. So there is more intimacy.
So does intimacy lead to happiness?
Well, that depends on what sort of intimacy you have. Whenever we think, for example, there's a constant remembering of your beloved, results in more love. But we do think of our enemies more often than our loved ones. So it depends how intimate you are with thoughts with your beloved or your, not so-called friendly people. So, but emotional well-being is such a very subtle subject and very underrated. People don't pay much attention. They pay attention only when we are going through it, or something that you missed out in life and you keep on stretching that over a period of time where it becomes impossible even to correct what has happened in the past. But we do carry the baggage, and especially the emotional baggage, and that hurts us.
So what is happiness for you?
Happiness to me is absence of all that you don't like to have in life. Happiness is our nature. Joyfulness is our nature. That is given. Whenever something inconvenient happens to us, some resistance falls in the way, that changes the situation. So, in order to remove all these impediments, what do we do? For example, what is sickness? As such, you cannot define sickness. It is the absence of health. You can define certain things in a very negative way. What is darkness? It is the absence of light. If you fight with light and say, I'm going to remove this light by fighting with it, you will never be successful. Just bring a little candle or lit up the lamp. Darkness will go away. Likewise, happiness, health. Remove the negative, and what has to remain will remain.
So for the most of the entrepreneurs, right, they define happiness a little different, right? How would you see entrepreneur to be emotionally stable, right, and be happy, and be emotionally strong? How would you go about that?
Holistic world. You see, to me, pursuing the material welfare, or what we call in Sanskrit bhautik jivan, must be integrated with adhyatmic or a spiritual life. You cannot fly with one wing if you are a bird. You have to integrate both the wings and make use of these two wings and fly in one direction. If you pay too much attention to spirituality, who will run the business? Who will look after the family? Would you have a family? If you just go into forest, you won't have a family. Likewise, if you go into material world so much that your spiritual life suffers, that is also a topsy-turvy world. We have to integrate, and since I cannot take materiality into spiritual world, at least I can bring the spiritual world into material world.
So Daj, I have a question. Well, to that point, should we look at the foundation of entrepreneurs? That means as children, the way we are brought up by our parents, does it have an impact on the well-being or the emotional stability of an entrepreneur, or emotional well-being of the the youth who are setting out to create all these ventures in the businesses?
Well, you're asking me a question that would require at least 8 to 10 hours of debate. And, well, anyway, the journey, the life journey that begins with the child, how we bring up the child, it even begins much before even the conception. How two individuals come together and conceive a child, with what attitude they come together. That determines the quality of the soul as well as the development of the child from the moment go, from conception itself. I think 95% of the programming is done before conception. Let me give an example that when two individuals, they come together at the moment of conception, depending on their attitude at that moment, whether they are reverential or they are huffing and puffing like two animals, that will create a magnetic field or some sort of a field around them, and that field attracts the matching soul. So it's up to us what kind of destiny you want to create for a child. It depends on parents to start with. Based on the harmony between the two, the unfolding of destiny of a child will happen. See, if there is no harmony, if there is no peace, how can there be happiness? It can never be there. Even the Sanskrit sloka from Gita, chapter 2, number 66, if you like to refer, Lord Krishna talks about that happiness thrives in harmonious atmosphere. Where there is restlessness, you cannot aspire for happiness. And how can you have harmonious surrounding absent of restlessness? Only when you are contemplative with mind. And when can you be contemplative with your mind? Only when you have a focused mind. And he goes on asking and replying, when can you have a focused mind? He says, only through dhyana, only through meditation. Then he says, you connect the dot between happiness, harmony, peace, focus, and meditation. See? So it is all very clear. People read Gita, but they recite mantras as if reciting will take them to a next level. No. The question arises all the time. People say create harmony in the family, create good relationship. How? How are you going to do it? See? So this is what we have described in this upcoming book. This is already out. And it describes the journey of the soul right from the moment of conception, rather before the conception. What happens, how careful parents should be after the conception. What should be the role of mother and father after the birth. And it goes on, how to develop a child into a wholesome child, not just spiritual, not just materialistic, successful in the business world, but a spiritual giant running as the empire of businesses. Nothing wrong in making money when it is earned through honest means and spent wisely. Many people, they say, oh, why make money? What's wrong with making money? There is nothing wrong, see?
So now that entrepreneurs, we are, 30s, 40s, 50s, we are already born, we've gone through. How can we become what you have prescribed in your wisdom bridge, right? How do we guide ourselves plus also our kids? How does that? What is the formula for that?
Well, formula for that is just meditate. Meditate in the morning, do meditation in the evening, and if possible, have the habit of all family members coming together and meditate. That will change the entire family's atmosphere. And you will see, it's not just happiness it not just brings joy, it not just only brings bliss, it's something beyond our words. You will be amazed to see the atmosphere of such a family where individuals come together, pour their hearts out, invite God and meditate.
So with the permission of the audience, Daji, can I request you to help us meditate for like 2-3 minutes to experience what the power which you are talking about? Can we do that?
2-3 minutes, impossible.
So,
all right, let's begin and see where it ends.
okay.
Okay, all right, okay. All ready? Okay. Please gently close your eyes. First, I'll help you through the relaxation. And while you're relaxing, I'll be transmitting to you, so it will not be just relaxation. Okay. Having gently closed your eyes, now pay attention to your feet and imagine that the healing energy from Mother Earth is entering through your feet and helping you relax. Allow it to go upward, your lower legs, including calf muscles and your knees. Permit this healing energy to move upward to your thighs and hip area. Allow this energy to move, covering your entire back, shoulders down all the way to the tailbone. Allow this energy to move in front, your abdominal and chest area. Allow this energy now to move into your shoulders. Help them relax. Feel them almost melting away. Permit this energy to descend in your arms, relaxing your biceps, your elbow and lower hands, including fingers. Now your neck muscles. Allow this energy to move further up your jaws, help them relax. Drop your jaws if you have to. Entire facial muscles, including your lips, your nose, your eyelids and eyebrows, forehead, your earlobes and top of your head. Scan your system. If any part is still stressed, revisit and help it heal, help it relax. Now focus on your heart. Have an attention there. Heart is being filled with love, filled with divine light. That is attracting your attention inward. Stay on this meditation until I say that's all. That's all. Bas kijiye.
Thank you, Daji. That was so powerful. Really, I mean, we were definitely in a different trance, right? You have built a beautiful setup to transmit that energy not too far from where we are, a place called Kanha. I would request someone to play the video about Kanha, just to showcase what you're doing, how you are transmitting this energy to the millions of people, right?
Thank you.
So that they can be emotionally strong, they can, raise the children in a perfect manner, right? And so that the entrepreneurs who are here, they can be emotionally strong to build a better business.
Thank you. Well, until the video comes.
Yeah.
Okay, it is there. I think. Sound.
Feel so light, relaxed, and the atmosphere here is so like, as soon as I entered the premises, I was surrounded with positivity, which is what everyone needs in their life.
This campus, Kanha Shanti Vanam, presents a model of holistic living.
जो मैंने हृदय के अंतरतल से, हृदय के अभ्यंतर से जो अनुभव किया कि यहाँ पर योग और अध्यात्म की मूल आत्मा है।
What I've seen has absolutely blown me away. What I'm seeing here is a community that would be envy of any community in the world. It is so incredibly beautiful, firstly, the beauty of its architecture, schools, auditoriums, libraries, the landscaping, the integration between nature and buildings. There is just something breathtaking about the way it's been done, and in an ecologically friendly and sustainable way.
So for me, I think this place resonates with a lot of positivity. I've been here in the last year maybe about 8 to 10 times, and the longing to come back here is quite higher than the number of times I've actually come here.
ये शांतिवनम बाबूजी की सीख का जीता जागता उदाहरण है।
This place is open to all. It's not only for the members of this organization, but those who like to meditate, those who like to explore this inner spirituality and experience it. Even if you are meditating for the first time and say, oh, I don't know how to meditate. Here we can teach you how to meditate and go inside. And again, I cannot emphasize more on this, that it is all free.
Raji, I mean, you've built a beautiful institution. You're bringing back the spirituality, what the land of India is known for, to connect with the humans so that they can be emotionally stable, right? But at the same time, there is a severe effect of westernization. How do we, individuals, do we accept the westernization and get conflicted with the Hindu dharmic principles, or what is your message to that?
Well, most of you are well educated, and you know the principle from thermodynamics on entropy. If you don't attend, things decay, becomes destabilized. India today is far more westernized than the Western countries. And Indian as a mindset, it has picked up weaknesses not only from Indian culture, but from the Western as well. we seem to absorb weaknesses instead of strengthening some of our strengths, which is a pitiable thing. And I wonder if another decade or 2 decades, what can become of India at a spiritual level. If we don't wake up now, we can only wonder. We just saw our previous program where we were emphasizing on protein intake. It's much needed. Nourishment at a physical level is needed. Nourishment at a mental level is needed. Nourishment at moral level, nourishment at emotional level. At all levels, it keeps changing, and as we age also it keeps changing. What makes a little child happy? Toys. What makes a teenager happy? Having his way, having total freedom. No parents would say, don't do this. That makes them happy. Romance before time. Marriage, romance and romance and romance and parties. That's what they think that makes them happy. Nourishment at each level is required. Even a yogi, what is his happiness? He says, oh, when I enter in the state of samadhi, that is happiness. But what do you do with samadhi? What will you do with it? Having earned money, what is the object of earning money? Is it just making money, or what do you do with that money? Someone asked, can you awaken my kundalini? I said, why are you going after kundalini? Ravan's kundalini was awakened, so was Ram's. It depends how you want to use it. Nourishing the spiritual body is altogether a different matter. We spend almost 24 hours, 7 days a week, all our life in materialistic pursuit. But not even a single moment is spent in looking within and nourishing. We don't even see how my spiritual state is also, and how would you measure it, and how would you nourish it. If you can take proud of belonging to a nation we think that was spiritual, what do you understand by spirituality? Is it just enough that you do ignite some deepam and agarbatti and do some slokas which you don't even understand? That is not spirituality. That is just fooling yourself. And I'll be upfront with all our friends and try to introspect, see what I'm trying to tell you. We have externalized gods. Internalizing, it's a different matter altogether. Vedic times, Upanishadic times, Sanatana Dharma times, there were no temples. Why? If you read Vedas, you'll find there is not even once they mention mandir or a temple. But now, we build thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of temples, one bigger than the other. We are happy externalizing the God. God can be wherever he is, in the temple or in some corner of my house. But to carry him inside the heart, he will prick you each time you do nonsense, and you don't like that. So it's best to keep God where he belongs, and you can go on doing whatsoever you want to do in the world. That is not spirituality. I welcome you. Today we just meditated for hardly a few minutes. That's also not complete meditation. I wanted to continue, but I have been allotted time, and I must respect time. So if you really want to dive deeper into state of samadhis and beyond and take advantage of it, you're welcome to Kanha. We'll work with you, and we can all meditate together there.
with that message of internalization, let's all look inward so that we can be emotionally stable, so that we can become better entrepreneurs and be part of the nation building exercise. Thank you, Daji. It's been a very humbling experience for me to be part on the same stage as you and moderate this session. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. My special thanks to Suresh Raju Garu, who is the president of THAI at Hyderabad, and Murali Garu, who just conducted this program here. All the distinguished chair and members of THAI, ever grateful. Please come to Kanha. Thank you.